Oh, look at this adorable picture.
Mom, come on.
This is Buddy. Does Buddy have a last name?
Well, maybe my last name, but
Buddy Bun?
I guess.
Okay. This is Jessica's dog, Buddy. He's a Boston Terrier Chihuahua mix, correct?
Right.
And this is on a hike in Mammoth. Yeah. Where Jessica, Buddy needed to go to the mountains. So Jessica took Buddy to the mountain. He's an explorer. He's a hiker. He's a wanderer. Then he needed a companion. A chauffeur, so to speak. But Jessica sent me this picture, and I was working on this talk, and it's just so gorgeous. A couple weeks ago, I was in a meeting. I was in a meeting of Unity ministers, Unity leaders, and the person who was facilitating the meeting, it was over Zoom, and they said, let us begin this meeting the way we begin all of our meetings, with a sense of wonder. With a sense of wonder. And then she went on to say, as in, if somebody says something that you don't understand or you don't agree with, instead of going into criticism or judgment, go into a sense of wonder. I wonder why they feel that way. I wonder what caused them to have that particular thinking that is different than mine, right? But just that wondering. I just think that is a beautiful way to approach life. Is instead of reaction to, I wonder. And then that took me down the pathway of wonder, of just living life in wonder, living life in awe, living life as an open vessel willing to receive. If we're all closed down, we can't see the magic. If we're all closed off, we don't get to experience the imagination. Instead, we're just clenched and tight and afraid and angry. Or we can go through life on a beautiful trail. And I can almost read, when I saw this, I told Jessica, I could read Buddy's mind. I wonder what's out there. I wonder what's out there. Jessica, that doesn't even look real.
Come with me one day.
I know, it's just, but you know, it's such a portrait. It's almost like it's a portrait painting. It's so beautiful.
To the right side.
And then you sent me another picture, and when I told you what I was doing with this, and you sent another picture of Buddy wondering, it was in front of a grove of trees, and I'm wondering where the squirrels are.
I'm wondering when you're going to let me go so I can go get them.
Yeah, and when can I get off this leash? Right? So just kind of put yourself in Buddy's shoes, you know, with that sense of excitement and wonder and awe. There is so much beauty in the world. I frankly really don't have any clue what order my slides are in, so we're just going to go with the flow. Jane Goodall passed beyond the physical realm this week. You cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference. And you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. How often we just take life for granted, don't we? We forget. And that's okay. I mean, it would be exhausting to be hyper alert in every single moment. But the more we practice being aware of how important we are, we cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world. Did you know that you are that important? You're not just some random being here on planet Earth. We are all here for a purpose. And to find that place within us where we can just be, even in the busyness, even when we get called off, that we are so practiced, that we are so prayed up, that we never lose that glimmer of possibility. That is what creates our resilience to get us through whatever it is we need to get through throughout the day. So yesterday, I was out at Rahili, walking path with my dog Bella, and I was already in this. Well, let me backtrack a moment. About an hour before this, I had the TV on and I was catching up on the world affairs. And I got a bit attached and lost. And I called Kelly and I said, I don't know how to do tomorrow. I'm lost in it. I don't know how to do tomorrow. And so Kelly pulled me up. Remember, we talked about tag teaming, right? And you brought me right back on path of where I had intended to go, into the wonder and awe. And I reminded myself of Buddy on the path. Right? So I got up off the couch, put on my shoes, and we went for a walk. And this was right inside where we usually park and walk in, right there off of I can't say the name of the street in German correctly right in this moment, but I saw a praying mantis. Not a very big one. I haven't seen one of these. I don't know if I've ever seen one since I've been in California. Saw them all the time in Indiana. But I had to move quickly because I had a wandering dog that was wondering what that strange little green thing was on the ground that was crawling around. And I had to pull Bella in really quickly so that she didn't get too up close and personal to our little friend here. But isn't that just beautiful? Earlier in the day at the yard sale, I cannot find it. I don't know what I did with it, but we were out front, and on a little round price tag, there was a clover that got stuck on the price tag, and it had split itself to look like it was a 4-leaf clover. And I went, oh, look at this, I got a 4-leaf clover. Just a silly little random things that bring us back into the moment of wonder and awe. And then driving home from Rahili, I was behind a car, and the license plate said it was a 7, a W, 2 L's, and then 114. And my mind immediately went to I will. And then the 11 and the 4, which are just fun, wonderful, magical numbers for me. Silly? Who knows? For me, it was impactful. Those were my impactful things. I'm just giving you examples of how often the universe shows up for us to remind us that we are never alone. That we are never alone. And that license plate was so important to me in that moment. I will. I will. There is truly so much happening in our world. And yet there are many amazing and wonderful things. And there are very cruel things that are happening right now. Just cruel. For the pleasure, it appears, of just being cruel. I don't abide very well with that. It doesn't sit with me. And so I hold for that possibility of awakening. I hold on to those quiet moments and those flashes of inspiration that tell me it's going to be okay. Don't know how, don't know when, but that we really, truly are okay. And that me right now in my reality and you and yours, whatever that may be for you, we have the superpower of prayer and awareness and holding the light of love. For everyone. For everyone. Rainier Maria Rilke, if we surrendered to Earth's intelligence, we could rise uprooted like trees. And when I found this quote, it reminded me of how we know of trees now, how they are all interconnected through the root systems. Trees are not isolated beings. They have a whole intelligence going on in Mother Earth. We human beings are not alone. We have the power of nature. We have the power of nature. We have the power of the planet Earth to keep us rooted. Dr. Judith Orloff, magic comes when spirit winks at us. Watch for signs. The wink can be subtle or obvious. Look for the cosmic winks in your life. Let these cosmic winks help you smile more at everything. This is what the world needs from us. There are people who are truly afraid for really good reasons. And there are people who are suffering. And we owe them our ability to hold the high watch, to be the keepers of the flame. That's what we get to do. And at the same time, we get to tag team with other people, and we get to do our own prayer work. It's a busy time on planet Earth right now. It's not time to just sit idly by. There's no coasting. And I know you know what happens when you coast. It's all downhill. Now we can take a break, but it doesn't mean that we totally and completely just close our eyes and turn away. There's a way to do it all with balance so that we stay healthy. Kelly shared this with me when I called her from Neil Douglas Clutt's Sufi Book of Days. When you are guided to this pathway, take the opportunity to open yourself to the joy and wonder you experienced as a child. When you look into the night sky, the beloved could be sending you a message right now that will illuminate your whole life in a flash. This is true for each one of us, and it's true for every other person. A couple months ago or so, I decided for some reason, I think it was a good reason, to revisit Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. And as you may remember, Viktor Frankl was held in a concentration camp during World War II. And he came out of that experience alive and a transformed man. One of his quotes, "Everything can be taken from a person but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance. No one can take your attitude away from you, and we get to choose what that attitude will be." And I remember from the book years ago when I first read it, his talking about two different times. One, they were on a march. A death march is what they were called. And while out on this march, he saw the sunrise. And the feeling of awe and gratitude and hope. And another time, while he and other people from the camp, and they were out, and the sun rose, and they all just stopped in amazement and watched the sunrise. Viktor Frankl talks of this experience. Other survivors of horrendous things talk of finding the beauty and the majesty that gives one a sense of healing, of hope, of resilience, of renewal. And that's what we have the opportunity to do in our own lives, and to also to be able to hold that. Just to hold it again, to be the keeper of the flame. Abraham Joshua Heschel. Our goal should be to live life in radical amazement. Get up in the morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is phenomenal. Everything is incredible. Never treat life casually. To be spiritual is to be amazed. I think this is the last one. Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you think of the feelings you have when you are awed by something, for example, knowing that elements in your body trace to exploded stars, I call that a spiritual reaction, speaking of awe and majesty where words fail you. Please remember that you are never alone. Please remember that you are so powerful. Not so powerful, not to take it on as being so powerful that you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. I don't want you to do that. But to go to a place where, as Jane Goodall says, I make a difference. Just by being alive, I make a difference. And what can I do in this moment? Do I need to get up and turn off the computer, put down my phone, lay down my tablet, turn the TV off, and go sing and dance? Find what you can do to lift your spirit and hold this image of Buddy in your heart. So we're going to do something a little different here. Kelly and I decided yesterday. We're going to the courtyard. We're going to the courtyard. We're going to do our closing song and our prayer for protection out in our beautiful courtyard under the trees. And so it is, and we give thanks. So, if you would like, how do we say we were doing this, Kelly? We're going to walk out.
We're gonna
doing
walk
our
out.
offering on the way out. Okay? I don't know what you're singing for offering.
I don't either. I think I'm going to just
We
change
changed
Pure
it.
Imagination.
Okay. Kelly's going to sing Pure Imagination
I'll go to the back here.
as we begin to stand. And Janet and Tim are there for you. We will do our offering statement first. Oops. So together, as I experience the awakening of divine consciousness, I offer this gift in celebration and thanksgiving. And so it is.